Hey YouTube, it's Raijinku here. It's been a while since I've done a deck profile, but I wanted to bring you guys one. This is one that's been doing really well for me overall. At my locals, I've either been consistently winning, or the worst case scenario, I go maybe 3-1. Last week I went undefeated. I was 4-0 with this. A couple weeks ago I was 4-0. 1 week I was 3-1. Yeah, I don't really have too many issues doing well with this deck. So I'm just going to go over some of my choices and go from there. First of all, the starter. Obviously, I go with the captain, skeleton captain dude. Only because it's really bad if you can't get to grade 3. And at the very least, he helps get there. Sometimes he ends up being dead, but you know, he's a zombie pirate anyway, so. As for my triggers, I run 6 crits, just because I want to be able to push for some extra damage from time to time. But honestly, the Banshee, she's pretty good in the fact that you can just put her into soul and draw a card. So, it's a versatile trigger. I actually run 6 stands. I normally don't like stands, but in this build here, it just puts in a lot of extra work. Also, from time to time, I might actually use the Hades dude here. If I ride to grade 3 and he's in the drop zone, you know, I mean, sometimes it helps. This will only run 2 of him. But anyways, I do have 4 heal. That's kind of standard. Just so you know you can live. Moving on to grade 1s. I only run 3 perfect guards. I know Jin's any perfect guard is really good. I just don't want to get over flooded with perfect guards, so it's kind of, I find 3's sort of an even balance. And on top of that, it's not like I have a ton of 5k shields. I mean, 10k's pretty much take care of mostly anything, so only use him usually for the guys with limit break. But I mean, honestly, if you know how to play the right way, you're not letting them get off their limit breaks unless you end up hitting some kind of trigger or whatever. My other grade 1s, I do run 4 Samurai Spirits. Main reason for that, get over here in just a minute. This deck does a lot of counterblasting, and it's 7k. I mean, it's consistent because if it does go to the drop zone, I can bring it back. I've always liked that one better than this guy over here. I do run 4 Romario just because the 8k beat stick. He helps guys get over the threshold mark. In other words, if you're trying to get over their 15, it happens. Anyways, I do tech in Deadly Nightmare. Reason for this, I went away from using the soul for like the cutlass and all that kind of stuff. It's again tech. I mean, if it's in the drop zone and I can manage to get away with soul blasting, then I'll use him. Otherwise, he's just a better booster than the Cutlass ever is. So, I do run 1 copy of Evil Shade. I would consider running 2, but I mean, he's only good for the Vanguard. Pretty basic card. I mean, he boosts for 10,000 if you mill. I think it's 2 cards. Yeah. Anyways, I'll get back to him in just a second because there's another combo you can do with him. Moving on to grade 2s, I do use the Deadly Spirit, only 1 because, again, it's sort of tech. I don't really Soul Blast a lot, but, I mean, if it gets to it, then great. I mean, worst case scenario, I could always pitch him from hand to get a little extra guard, and I could bring back next turn. So, yeah. Also helps to sack off this steersman, helmsman, whatever. But anyways, other grade 2s, I'd run 3 of the 3-star chef. This deck, like I said, does a lot of counterblasting, so it's convenient. I don't want to overextend on using like 4 of him. 3 is generally sort of a nice little number, because, I mean, you're not going to be swinging in there and flipping over more than 5 times with his effect. I mean, realistically, you're going to get his effect maybe 3 times. So, kind of staple here, I run for him, 10k beat stick. Really not much more to say to that. Now, some people might think this is an odd choice. I actually run 4 of the special interceptors, as they're called in the rulebook. Yeah, it's... If I didn't have the recursion in this deck, he would be a bad card. But with, you know, Romario, Samurai Spirit, this dude over here, I mean, he's getting to the threshold mark of 15,000 at least. So, I mean, that's good. But on top of that, being able to guard for 10k and have a guy that can beat you in the face, too, is really good. Anyways, grade 3s. I do run 3 Cocytus. He's just really good. I was trying out some other things with this deck, and I was using 2 of him, and I threw in a random Negromari. Although Negromari almost lost me a game because he's 8,000, and if you guard with a special interceptor, only puts him up to 18, so people can hit that pretty easily. So I took one of him out, and I put in another Cocytus. But yeah, I mean, it works really good. You're at least hitting for 15 with no boost once he has his limit break ability. You only want to play him when you have at least 2 to counterblast, unless you literally have no other options and you're going to die. So, really good card. I would say max out on him, but I don't know. I do run 3 copies of Thanatos. Really awesome card, especially over here with the stands. Sometimes you can just swing with him, and if they don't guard, then great. You use his counterblast, bring something else back. If you didn't use the booster guy, and you're trying to bait out some cards or whatever, you can bring out another card, and then you can boost with that and attack again. So he can do a lot of stuff. One of my favorite plays with him, though, is attack. If it hits, bring back the swordsman. So then you got a extra 10k boost, or not boost, guard. Just a really nice setup. Gives you a lot more control than most people will usually use. And lastly, I do use 2 copies of Nightstorm. Really not much to say about him, except, you know, when he hits the Vanguard or swings at the Vanguard, he gets plus 2,000. Just a general good card. If he's boosted by Romario, or for some reason if he happens to be the Vanguard and I use Evil Shade, I mean, he's hitting for 20 to 22,000, and so on and so forth. But this deck, like I said, it uses a lot of stands, so you can get in a lot more attacks, and all that fun stuff. Another couple interesting plays you can do when you bring out Cocytus. I mean, you can call out Evil Shade behind him, and then depending on if you have your limit break or not, you're at least swinging for 20,000 to 25,000 just by, well, I guess that would be the boost. So yeah, 25,000. Really good for this game. That's before drive checks, obviously. But also, another good play with Cocytus is to bring out the Swordsman. Swordsman puts in a lot of work in this deck. A lot of people don't like that kind of stuff, but when you can continuously spam him on the field, he just becomes that much better. Anyways, guys, I hope you like the deck. This has been doing a lot of work for me, and it's been doing really well. I expect I'll probably make some edits here and there. I mean, I make a few changes every so often. I mean, I started out using 12 crits, now I'm using 6 stands. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, and I just hope you guys like it. So remember to rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, and I'll try to bring you more videos. You guys have a good day. Peace.